ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your retro review of ECW Hardcore TV. This ECW Hardcore TV event, just to give you an insight of when this event occurred, give me 1 second. Do apologize, I actually viewed the ECW episode that I'm about to do about a few days ago. So I do apologize. The episode that I watched, and this is all in chronological order, so give me 1 second. I do apologize, guys. The episode I watched was the January 19th episode from 1998. This episode was actually a really good one, had great action. We also saw an ECW World Television Championship match with Taz defending the title to start off the show. Only 45 minutes long to an hour of two great in-ring action matches. The first one, as I said, was the ECW television title with Taz as a champion going up against Too Cold Scorpio, returning back from WWE, formerly known as WWF at the time. Joined back with ECW, supposedly coming in as the guy who was supposedly representing the WWF at the time, but instead was not. He actually joined back with the ECW brand and became part of the roster once again and left WWF for good. Apparently his contract was up, did not resign, and decided to go back to where he started, ECW, of course. This match between Too Cold Scorpio and Taz for the ECW World Television title, I don't know why they didn't make this the main event. This match was definitely main event quality for a ECW Hardcore Television event, but it wasn't. But it doesn't really matter. The match itself was great action, back and forth action, great sportsmanship after the match was over. Of course, Taz walked away as still the ECW World Television Champion, managing to do a great counter on Too Cold Scorpio, putting him in the Taz mission and having him tap out. And that was pretty much the end of that match. The match went on about for 20 minutes, so it was a decent long match that gave us great overall in-ring wrestling action. And at the end, like I said, there was sportsmanship at the end. Taz went ahead and said, anytime you want to come here as Too Cold Scorpio and not Flash Funk and join a real wrestling company like ECW, and I'm pretty sure he was referring to Too Cold Scorpio going to WWF as not being the real promoter or real wrestling company, he would be happy to wrestle him at any time for that ECW World Television Championship. I have to go on record saying this. I have to say that Taz and Rob Van Dam brought so much prestige to the World Television title that by any means of the imagination, they were two probably the greatest ECW World Television Champions of all time. So, with all that being said, since I was talking about Rob Van Dam, that does lead me to my next match. Rob Van Dam and Bam Bam Bigelow were the main event, which was kind of surprising since the ECW World Television title was building some momentum and having more prestige, as I said. They even go on record saying that on this episode, with Joey Styles interviewing Taz before the match officially started. But with all that being said, this was a really good match as well, regardless that even though my opinion does not, exactly meet what the episode was doing, Rob Van Dam Bam Bam Bigelow was actually a good match overall. I have no complaints about it. Good action back and forth. Rob Van Dam, of course, walked away victorious, picking up the victory, and it was really good. I think both the matches deserved 4 out of 5 stars, and I really have no complaints with this episode. Unfortunately, based on what I've seen in the last 3 episodes that I've seen over the last 3 weeks, has not been, what I would say a good storyline build-up, but regardless of all that, mostly all the in-ring work that's occurring on these episodes are very good. So, with all that being said, even though there's not enough storyline build-up for leading into these pay-per-views for ECW, I do have to say that the action is worth watching anyway, despite the fact of the horrible developmental build-up within the storylines. But overall, this was a great episode. I highly recommend January 19th, 1998 ECW World Hardcore Television. Excuse me, I was going to say World Television title or something like that. I do apologize for botching that. But yeah, this January 19th, ECW Hardcore TV. Definitely highly recommend this episode just based on those two matches. If you haven't seen the action before, see it. And if you have, see it again, man, because it's well worth it. I definitely would go back and watch this again if once in my free time, you know. But anyway, I'm going to be back with another video on the WWF Royal Rumble of 1999, give you my overall insight and look into this pay-per-view since I had the opportunity to view it before the weekend. I'll be right back, and thanks for watching, guys.